If you have a stalker or you're a victim of domestic violence, it is understandable to want your information removed from these people search sites. Unfortunately, each has its own specific and sometimes very complex process of requesting the removal of information. And there is no federal law requiring that they honour an opt-out request at all. And the lack of regulation here doesn't just benefit individuals who might mean you harm. It benefits the government too, because it gives them a very attractive loophole to the Fourth Amendment protection against unreasonable searches and seizures, because under that, the government typically needs a warrant to collect information about you without your consent. But if it is not forcing someone to turn over your data, if it's simply buying it from a data broker, that is apparently fine, no warrant necessary. And you can see how valuable that would be to them. It happens all the time. In fact, federal agencies from the FBI to ICE have purchased data without warrants, public disclosures, or robust oversight to carry out everything from criminal investigations to deportations. And the thing is, you might not know if your information has been supplied to the government by an app. Even the company behind the app might not know, because it might sell your info to a broker, which then resells it to someone else, which then supplies it to the government.
So intrusive. You know, my conversation with God is not information the government needs.
Are you there, God? It's me, Margaret, and Homeland Security's on the line as well. Hope that's cool. So to recap here, we've got shady data brokers with virtually no oversight, collecting your data and building profiles that can track who you are, where you are, and what you are most likely to do or buy. You cannot edit this dossier, and others from cops to reporters to your own abusers can find and use this information. It's not a great situation. So, what do we do? Well, it is a bit tricky, especially given the fact that the entire economy of the internet right now is basically built on this practice. All the free stuff that you take for granted online is only free because you are the product. They make money by selling your data. But experts say that there are actually some small steps that you can personally take. You can use web browsers like... hit the tracking button and turn off allow apps to request to track. But this should not be your responsibility. Your privacy should be the default setting here. And there should be legal fixes to this. Other countries have actually tried. The EU passed a law to force sites to disclose cookies and allow you to opt out. But I will say, companies now often cleverly present those options in the most annoying way possible, with accept all cookies and easy default, but if you want to reject them, forcing you to go through multiple confusing steps for no clear reason, which is very smart, to be honest. As for here in the US, individual states have tried to limit data brokers, but advocates say that what is really needed is a comprehensive federal privacy law governing them. This has been proposed for years now, but nothing has happened for a couple of key reasons. First, data brokers' spending on lobbying in 2020 rivaled that of Facebook and Google. But also, politicians now famously build their campaigns on data obtained from brokers. Both parties regularly boast about how much they use data. And in fact, just listen to former RNC chair Reince Priebus openly bragging about it.
Everything about almost every potential voter in Georgia is known, and it's not even a joke. They know what beer they drink, what car they drive, how many kids they have, and all that data is used to target every single voter in Georgia.
It's true. Politicians rely on data to be able to target our interests with pinpoint precision. Very frustrating that the people who could do something about data brokers are so actively incentivized not to. But here is where we may actually be able to help, because, interestingly, the one time that Congress has acted quickly to safeguard people's privacy was in the 1980s, when Robert Bork was nominated to the Supreme Court and a reporter walked into a local video store and asked the manager whether he could have a peek at Bork's video rental history, and he got it. As soon as Congress realized there was nothing stopping anyone from retrieving their video rental records too, they freaked the fuck out. And lo and behold, the Video Privacy Protection Act was passed with quite deliberate speed. So it seems when Congress's own privacy is at risk, they somehow find a way to act. And it also seems like they're not entirely aware just how easy it is for anyone, and I do mean anyone, to get their personal information, which brings me to me. Because in researching this story, we realised there is any number of perfectly legal bits of fuckery that we could engage in. We could, for example, use data brokers to go fishing for members of Congress by creating a demographic group consisting of men aged 45 and up in a 5-mile radius of the US Capitol who had previously visited sites regarding or searched for terms including divorce, massage, hair loss and midlife crisis. We could call that group Congress and Cabernet and then target that list with ads that might attract those men to click, like marriage shouldn't be a prison or can you vote twice? We could also throw in, do you want to read Ted Cruz erotic fan fiction? Just to see what would happen. And if anyone clicked, we'd be able to harvest even more data from them, which we could then theoretically take steps to de-anonymize. Now, am I saying that we're actually going to do that? Collect all that raw information and store it in, let's say, a manila envelope somewhere? Well, I am sorry to disappoint you. We are not going to do that. Why would we when we have already done it? Because all that raw data is currently right in here. And honestly, this whole exercise was fucking creepy. We ran those 3 targeted ads this week in the Capitol Hill area, and to give you a sense of just how many clicks we got, it was very much not 0. Do you want to see more? Because I do. Please, come with me.
Recording a daily log of law enforcement affairs. The reason for this exercise is beyond my comprehension. Be recording a daily log of law enforcement affairs. The reason for this exercise is beyond my comprehension. Except perhaps that humans have a compulsion to keep records and lists and files. So many, in fact, that they have to invent new ways to store them microscopically. Otherwise, their records would overrun all known civilization.
I traded in my opinions for options because of a John Rubin rap song. I used to book this Christian rapper called John Rubin because he's gangster, a white rapper. I have no opinion, I don't. I could, but I won't. You know, what good are opinions? They don't matter. And 10 out of 9 times, they freaking act with emotions. And I just informed you that emotions have the same definition as a lie. There's something subject to change. And they only are invited into us due to misinformation, disinformation, or lack of information presented by somebody who needs your emotions to invoke your emotions to get the response that is required for them to achieve their agendas. At least that's how it works in my mind. You know, and it doesn't matter if they have a good or bad response. If you can provoke an emotional reaction, like their negativeness will create a positive effect in others for your pursuit. So it actually works out way better for the person if they can invoke a negative response of one person's emotions. Because that negative, people hate negativity. And that negative person will incite a flux of positive results for the person who affected that one person negatively. That's why Cambridge Analytics got busted by creating mental illnesses in people with the way they run sounds and flash colors and do all this stuff in advertising. When they targeted black male men. So wrong. And bizarre. Like, You don't need to go that deep into what it is you're doing and who you are. I mean, you can, but man, that has to like be hard on the people who do that's minds mentally, because that to put that kind of focus and intention into achieving a desire through a lie and deception, that's wrong to me. You know? And I only know what lies are. I like to say I don't know what real is, and that I only know what lies are, what cheating is. I don't know what real is. I know what lies are. I know what cheating is. But reality is a controlled substance, and you can buy that on a t-shirt in my Etsy store.
Мой интерес, я маме рокстар. Кликбейт на тело, дорогой пиар. Juicy on my body, я считаю бабло. Сука, дай мне денег, за это шоу. Juicy on my body, я на паре, лици give me money, Juicy mania, сука, моя талия. Аномалия, сука, мой вид сзади, твоя мания.
Мы едем с ней в клуб, тур. Новый концерт, сожалеем, да это наш тур. Закажем с ней джек, my baby на доллар. Я закрою чек, my money, my donor. Деньги трачу на суку бабло. Фенди, Прада, Гуччи, Луи Виттон. I spend my money on home, манекен делает шоу. Сука, где моя money, алло?
A lot of construction out there. In my mind, it's to install a surveillance network that can appropriately keep an eye on me. Again, I don't know if that's real, could be a lie, so just keeping it on the back burner. That's how I process information. I let it all in and let it stew. Because reality comes from outer space. Everything outside your head is outer space, and you pull it into being through what you focus on is what influences your consciousness and your conscious surroundings and your whole mess. Your whole mess that I love and cherish. And then you create your world by the words of your mouth. That's why it's important to know the definitions of what you say. Otherwise, you're full of shit. And you still have what you say. And you create your universe. You know? You live and die by the words of your mouth. So speak life so that you have it more abundantly. Any rapper on planet Earth will concur. Right, 50 Cent. Right, Filthy Rich. You know? That's why they have to be very careful on what it is and how they phrase stuff in their rap music so they don't wind up dead. So the real Gucci man knows what I'm talking about, right? Little Illuminati humor there for you. Regardless of what version Gucci Man is right now, I love and adore his music. So, free Gucci. Alright, I'll quit talking about that. Pay no attention. You'd have to be a deep conspiracy philosopher to understand all that. I'm on a fixed income. Even though my business isn't fully operational yet, you can check out my pinned tweet on at ndbthing1 for the information about my businesses and government assistance and how that works and doesn't work together. It's weird. And how I cope with life if I feel myself to the point that I could get manic, without having to use one of my benzodiazepines, is to remove myself from being around that person who's provoking stuff that they don't know that they're provoking in me. And so how I've always coped is to go home, and like me being me, I do it in a dramatic way and make it about an issue that's not an issue, so I can hide and cover up the fact that I have that issue going on the inside, because it's hard to understand and it's hard to express, and it's certainly hard to talk about to somebody who you don't trust. And I'm on disability for whatever. I'm on disability for like some sort of mental illness, I guess. I don't even know what it is or what it's called, because I get a different one every time I see a different psychiatrist. So I finally found a psychiatrist that I'm beginning to trust and open up to, which is nice, because those people are, in my past, evil, manipulative liars, and they would never tell me the truth. This one, I think, is telling me the truth, so I can like start opening up to her and get to the root of the issue, so they're no longer a problem, at least in my mind. I'm not allowed to pay myself with affiliate apparel Inscape events with the program I'm on, the Social Security Administration, called Past Cadres, and all the information about that is on the NDB Thing 1 pin tweet broadcast. My Apple Watch is fully charged. Yay! So, product red. Apple Watch, powered by AT&T Business. I have it so I can, well, that's on the other podcast. That's on the other broadcast, not podcast, at NDB Thing 1. So my nickname is Thing 1. It would be nice to find a Thing 2, but I'm kind of like Koleth in your Bibles for Solomon, that I've searched the whole earth, and out of 1,000 men, I've maybe found one. And out of a woman, I have yet to find. I'm pretty sure he's referring to somebody who will walk his walk and talk his talk and cooperate and work as one together. Because that's more than half the battle right there. Yeah. Isn't it, Mittens? My girl. Hi. Baby. Oh, meow, meow, meow. Oh, Betty, Betty. Oh, meow. She's such a girl. Oh, meow. Meow, meow. Meow. Meow, meow. Meow. Meow, meow, meow. Meow, meow, meow. 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 Meow, meow. Meow. This is my logo brand for Inscape events.
Diamonds on my wrist, yeah, I paid for myself. I'm in my own lane, yeah, I don't need your help. Took this from the ground, made a name for myself, and now they want a piece cause it's so thick. Diamonds on my wrist, yeah, I paid for myself. I'm in mouse like some whipped cream. See me sunlight, carry my own light. Diamond shining, I be fly, I put that chip on you. Haters thirsty for the cloud, cause I'm so sweet. It just got me in the mouse like some whipped cream. Diamonds on my wrist, diamonds.
Because, you know, I'm not about drugs, I'm about healing. The state of Iowa government wants my life to be about drugs, but no. I don't cooperate with you. I don't cooperate with police or government agencies. I'm me. How can I cooperate? I don't fit inside the structures and confines of their policies that would even allow them to let me cooperate. What you call a wild card. I only control myself. I don't try to control others. And so somebody who only controls themselves is wise. And company policy, I'm not allowed to hurry because in my past experience, if I hurry, I lose things that cost a lot to replace. And if I'm being hurried by somebody, it's not to my advantage to hurry for them because they do not have my best interest in mind. And they're trying, in the drug world, they'd be trying to trick me so they can steal. But little do people know, I don't ever have drugs. Just because I say you don't know what's in my pocket, but you want to do it. Oxycontin, Molly, poppin', weed, and Klonopin. Acid tablet special K, only on a special day.
After be recording a daily log of law enforcement affairs. The reason for this exercise is beyond my comprehension. To be recording a daily log of law enforcement affairs. The reason for this exercise is beyond my comprehension.
Party all night till the world burns. The Starship said it exactly right.
The world is ending. I'm throwing the party.
If the world is ending, I'm gonna throw a party. So when the party don't stop and the world ends, we can celebrate together in peace, with love, having everything.
Old hoes wanna see me, tell that bitch buy a ticket.
Recording a daily log of law enforcement affairs. The reason for this exercise is beyond my comprehension, except perhaps that humans have a compulsion to keep records and lists and files. So many, in fact, that they have to invent new ways to store them microscopically. Otherwise, their records would overrun all known civilization.